Time for a read. How's everybody doing? Sorry about the background noise. The AC is on. It's starting to get warm in New York, so time to pump that AC. Maybe this message has something to do with keeping it cool. Maybe there's something in here about keeping it cool during when things get hot, you know. Let's see. The Fool in reverse. Ooh. Three of Swords in reverse. Somebody's not seeing something. Maybe there's something that's missed here. Something important is not being seen by somebody. The Tower. Somebody is looking to learn something here, but there's something that's not being seen. Something is missed here. Queen of Cups. I'm getting a vibe of like somebody who's very kind. They may be a little too kind to the point that something is like they're not seeing something they need to see. It's a Five of Cups. This person may be suffering at their own kindness here. Nine of Wands. There's something that's a part of them, or at least they believe it's a part of them. Maybe it's something from their past, something from their upbringing, or something they learned when they were young. And it's hard for them to detach themselves from it. It has something to do with their kindness. Maybe this reading is for somebody who needs to learn to tap into their dark energy a little bit here. Because there's something that they're not seeing, and it needs to be seen here. This person is looking to learn something, and maybe part of that lesson is not brought to light, and it has something to do with their kindness. You know, that may sound a little weird. I think, you know, it's important to balance our energies here, both the dark and the light. Sometimes we tell ourselves we always want to do the right thing, or we always want to do the kind thing, you know, for others, even at the expense where it hurts ourselves. And so that's sort of a blindness, you know, keeping yourself in the dark here from going into or stepping into a different type of energy here that you need to step into. The Lovers in reverse. Somebody could be losing themselves in a relationship. Maybe they're too giving, maybe they're being too kind, or maybe they're not setting boundaries for themselves that they need to. Two of Wands. This reading could be for fire signs. It could be for water signs. Fire signs is Aries, Leo, Sag. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Maybe this reading pertains to one of each of those, you know, a fire and a water sign here. But there's definitely a relationship here involved. And somebody is losing a part of themselves in this relationship. They're not standing in their genuine truth of who they are. Queen of Wands. Sometimes when we are not 100% authentic in relationships, you know, we're afraid of how we may be perceived by the other person. But at the same token, we cast a shadow over ourselves by doing that. At the expense of somebody, you know, whether that person appreciates it or not, whether they accept it or not, whether they like it or not, there's a space here for shining in your authenticity here, for setting the boundaries and, maintaining your stature, who you are, your principles, your boundaries, your likes and dislikes, the honesty that you have with yourself, being authentic with yourself and allowing yourself to be seen here in its full capacity. While you're in this relationship, whether they like it or not is a different situation, but it's not about that. It's about them seeing you for who you truly are, and it's more about you being you making that happen, you practicing that, you being in that energy where you're not sorry for who you are. You're not sorry. Even if it means you seeming to come off a little cross, or if you come off a little stern or whatever, so what? You're being genuine to who you are. And I think sometimes in relationships that's very difficult for us to do, but this reading is calling out to someone to be authentic with themselves in this relationship. It may or may not be for the relationship. This may strengthen or really loosen your tie with this person, but this is about you strengthening, you tying your own shoestrings here. You making sure you're good first, regardless of whatever happens with this person here. They may not like it. Six of Wands in reverse. They may not like it. They may look at you in a different light, but that's fine, because, you're being true to who you really are here. You're not showing them, a side of you that keeps you unhappy or keeps you, sort of in the dark here, when you are the light. You shine here. You don't ever let anybody dim your light here. You love this person and they love you. They need to see the real you. Because if they don't, then, you're falling in love on false ground here. And it's going to shake. That ground is going to shake. It's not a firm foundation for the both of you guys to walk on here. What else we need to know here? I feel like something keeps telling you this. Like, maybe while you're with this person, or maybe while you're on your own, this is in the back of your mind here. Maybe this is something you've been thinking about here. How you're not 100% authentic when you're with this person, or sometimes you may hold your tongue. Maybe there's things you want to say that you don't say, but you know they're important, but you don't say them because you're trying to protect this relationship, or you're trying to protect the ego of your partner. Whatever it is, maybe you're trying to protect your own ego. Who knows? But you making the steps to be authentically you with this person, without this person, it's going to bring about a whole new way of thinking here, a whole new way of communicating, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak of yourself. It may be difficult. Three of Cups in reverse. It may be a difficult situation. It may end this relationship, but it may bring in a better one. Maybe it'll bring in a better relationship with yourself. These are the spiritual lessons that we're here to learn, so that we can grow, and that when we carry ourselves this way amongst other people, they get to feel that energy. They get to witness it themselves. They get to see how self-love and self-discipline is vital. It's vital for us in our lives, so that we're taking true steps going forward. We're not kept in a standstill at our own demise here. you know, just for being nice or just for protecting somebody's heart or whatever. You know, maybe protecting your own heart. You're afraid to lose this person. You're maybe afraid to be by yourself, or maybe another failed relationship. Whatever it is, you know. But it's not necessarily about the relationship. It starts with the relationship with the self. It starts there. You know, you want to attract the people who are connecting to the real you, not the facade that you're showing in this world. You know, not the part of you that you keep telling yourself whatever. You know, the real you, the spiritual you, the authentic part of you that's loving and willing, but not sorry, firm, you know, determined. I'm seeing determination here. A lot of willpower. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. Like, you know, you may have a very open, loving heart, and you may be blind sometimes. But there's a call here for balancing how you manage, you know, how you manage yourself going forward in situations and relationships. You know, not necessarily prioritizing just you. It's not even about that. It's about balancing your energy and not lying to yourself, not being authentic with yourself to the point that it makes you miserable, or it makes you feel like you're cast, you know, like a shadow is over your head, like a cloud is over your head. You know, you don't want to feel that in a relationship. If you're with somebody who makes you happy and you're happy with that person, you want to maintain that. You know, you got to be authentic to yourself. You can't be afraid to allow them to see you for who you are. You know, don't let people fall in love with a lie. Don't let people fall in love with half of who you are. Show them everything of who you are. Be that light in the dark. Don't be sorry, you know. Don't be sorry for anything. Because no matter what, being authentic to yourself, if you want love to come to you, it will find you. Whether it's this person or the next person, it will find you. But at first, you have to find the love for yourself. You have to stand in that energy with your head up high and be proud of that. You know, that's your armor. Don't let nobody take that from you. And the right love, no matter who it is, when it is, it will come to you. It will come to you regardless. Just, it's important for you to have that mindset, to be positive, you know, to be positive while you're walking this walk here. This is all you. This is all you opening the door for everything that belongs to you and everyone that belongs to you. Everyone that's supposed to be in your life, you know. The person that you're supposed to share your heart with. And you'll know who that is. You'll know it. But if you're not authentic to who you are, sometimes the mind plays tricks on you. And you become unsure. But when you're authentic to yourself and you attract that person who loves that energy that you give, this is how it's going to be for you too. You're going to be sitting on rainbows. You're going to be looking at the sky. All of these cups of emotion just encircling you, around you. You are blanketed by colors. You know, life will be fruitful. Life will feel fulfilling. Your relationship is going to feel unlimited. You know, it's going to feel free. That's what you want here. You don't want to feel like you're cast upon somebody's shadow just to protect their ego. With all due respect, fuck their ego. You know, pardon my French. Screw their ego. Yeah. I hope this reading helped you. If it did, please let me know. Hit me a heart. Show me some love. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope everybody has a blessed night. Take care.
Bye-bye.